Greetings and welcome, everyone. I am Jennifer Brungart with the Women's Business Development Center, or better known as the WBDC. I work from the satellite office in Kansas City, Kansas, and we are excited to have you join us today. To dive in more about the WBDC, we are a certifying agency for the Midwest and are an affiliate for WBENC, which is Women's Business Enterprise National Council, the national affiliate. The WBDC Midwest is headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, and certifies in 9 states across the Midwest, which include Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. We have satellite offices in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Twin Cities, Minnesota, and one office located outside of Chicago's main headquarters office. Before I get started, you will find my email address listed at the end of this presentation. If you have any questions geared around certification, please feel free to email myself or any of the contacts listed at the end. The goal of today's training is to provide useful information and suggestions on how to create a concise capability statement. This will be done by effectively communicating your strengths to private and public sectors to leverage your business. Now, without further delay, let's get started. As you can see, we have a quote noted by Yogi Berra stating, if you don't know where you are going, you're going to wind up someplace else. So we want to ensure that you know your goal, what outcome you have in mind, and the direction you need to take to get there. So what is a capability statement? It is a one-page document that helps small businesses communicate their strengths to private and public sector prospective customers. It is also a statement about your firm's ability to meet the needs or solve the problems of the customer. It is a way to communicate how you are going to alleviate that pain point for that customer. Before writing your statement, you should consider your goal for the meeting or sales call with your prospective customer. It's a good idea to begin with the end in mind. What's your purpose for engaging in a conversation with a prospect? How do you want to communicate about showing that your business is the best choice over the competition? And how will you effectively leverage your strengths to win the business? And of course, have a follow-up strategy in mind to keep your business top of mind with the customer. So, a capability statement is not a marketing brochure or trifold, and it's not a pamphlet. It's not a PowerPoint presentation. That's saved for your pitch presentations, which, by the way, we offer trainings to certified WBEs. And it's not a generic document that's unaligned with the customer's needs. You want to ensure your capability statement matches the need of the customer. So your document is going to be a living document, always forming to the need of the customer you have in mind. Now let's review the components of a capability statement. Again, you want to ensure a succinct business profile of your firm's capabilities targeted to a specific customer that clearly articulates your value proposition. You will want to include the following areas. So ensure the information is relevant and differentiates your business from your competitors' core competencies. You'll want to include your past performances, which includes past project successes, and qualify or quantify project descriptions. You will also want to use differentiators to identify what's unique about the business. And you want to include company data, as well as making sure you have your contact information included, such as your name, email, or website. And this can also include the WBE, MBE, VBE, all those certifications you have, including ISO 9000 statuses and awards. So let's discuss past performance. This is a list of past customers or industry experience. When listing this out, you may have limitations on what information you can provide about your customers due to confidentiality. With that said, you are always able to use the industry in which the customer works in. So, for example, due to confidentiality of some government contracts, you may not be able to list the customer. However, you can list the industry of that customer. So for example, a manufacturer or distributing company versus the actual customer's name. Next, you want to prioritize the customer or projects that you worked on. And you want to ensure that you are only including the relevant customers. List them according to the most relevant, the ones related to the buyer you are sharing the capability statement with. They should reinforce and spotlight the core competencies you listed. Some examples of this may include dollars saved for clients, number of facilities in place, or product variations. This provides additional evidence that you have benefited other customers through your services. Now, whether you meet a prospect at an in-person event or virtually, they will typically ask you to email your capability statement. This is due to the factor that the supplier diversity professional has not only your information, but many others that have reached out and approached them. To ensure you are providing your information in relevant areas, please sign in through their supplier diversity portal and set up an account. We advise to do this first before any in-person meetings or events. This helps ensure the supplier diversity professional has all your information in one location. Next, you will want to email the capability statement to the supplier diversity professional and ensure you have all of your contact information as well as codes listed, as this is the key to their search feature. They're going to pull up the various business by the codes used within the portal and your capability statement. This is how they determine your relevancy to their program and needs. And lastly, you want to keep in mind that the supplier diversity professionals are small but mighty. They are made up of a small team of possibly only one person for some very large corporations. So for example, Bayer currently has one supplier diversity professional set up for the northern region. This means she oversees not only the US, but also Canada and Mexico. If you are not receiving a response immediately, please keep this factor in mind. This is why it is so important you complete the information on the portal and provide your capability statement by email. You want them to remember you, and by having those two pieces in place, you will ensure they have your information on hand. So on the screen, you will see some feedback that has been provided by supplier diversity professionals regarding what they look for within a capability statement. They are asking, like, do they offer what I'm looking for? Who have they worked with in the past? Do they look professional? Are they certified and have the right industry credentials? Again, questions to ask yourself: why are your products and services better solutions than others in the market? What is the competitive edge of your business? And does the quality of your products or services or the expertise of your team exceed your competitors? Here we have a business's outreach point of view regarding what they look for within a capability statement and within your business. If the benefits of working with your company aren't clearly communicated, the procurement professionals or decision makers will have a hard time selecting your business over another. Again, ask yourself from the customer's perspective the following questions. Are their products and services better solutions than others in the market? And does the quality of their products or services or the experience of the team exceed their competitors? In this section, you'll want to keep it simple. A 1 or 2 sentence that describes your business, number of employees you have, and a typical geographic area where your business operates. You can include bullet points for each of the following items: for your past performance, your company description, NAICS codes and other codes, which we will discuss in the next couple of slides, your core competencies, and your differentiators. Your company description should again include the number of employees, your typical geographic area where your business operates, and or your capacity to work nationally or globally. Your company description should also include a short business history, some of your business statistics, your industry or professional certifications, and your industry codes. On the slide, you will see an example of a completed company history that was provided. I would like to read the initial description they provided, and then we will read what is noted on the slide to show how they pinpointed how their company will benefit over others. This is the initial submission of their company description. Consolidated Printing Company is a 48-year-old family-owned business. Our team of professionals have over 75 years of combined experience in the printing industry. We are local and lovingly care for each customer. Our history of repeat customers exceeds that of our competitors, and we use state-of-the-art equipment and technology to deliver superior quality printing services. As you can see, they did a great job of explaining the history. To help make their company stand out more, we would encourage including what specifically and how their business is going to provide a benefit to the customer. So let's read the example on the slide, and please take note what additional details they included that make them a cut above. Since 1996, Consolidated Printing has built a reputation as America's original green printer. Our award-winning sustainability program extends far beyond paper and ink selection to drive our technology, our building, our supply chain, and most importantly, our culture. The last sentence is the catcher for the business. We were one of the first printers to use soy ink. It tells the customer that they care about the environment and that drives them to continually define what green printing should be. And we would like to provide credit to Consolidated Printing website for providing this information to help teach on what the customer watches for or wants in the capability statement. When reviewing your identifying numbers or industry codes, ensure they are specific to what you do. The supplier diversity professional is going to use those codes within their portals to determine if you are fulfilling their needs. This is how they search the businesses they need for their next opportunity. So when listing your codes, you can include bullet points for each of the following codes on your capability statement. So the NAICS codes, which are your North American Industry Classification, or the CAGE code or numbers, which is the Commercial and Government Entity Code, your DUNS number, which is Data Universal Numbering System, and the NIGP, which is the National Institute of Government Purchasing's Commodity Services Codes. And please note that this is used only by certain governments. Each of the codes listed can be found on various websites between SBA and the Federal Registry. Please feel free to take time and familiarize yourself with your industry codes to ensure you are using the correct code needed. All right, so let's take a closer look at core competencies. This is going to be a phrase that describes the main product or services you provide, and it will include keywords that identify how each core competency is tailored to their need or opportunity. Please think about one or two core competencies to reflect on and ask yourself if they are relevant to the customer's needs. Will they address that pain point? Your differentiators should reflect the competence of your business as well as the qualities that make your company stand apart from your competition. Think about your key strengths and services of your business. When you think about the components of your capability statement, keep your customer in mind and tailor the content to meet their needs. This strategy involves doing some customer research that might uncover some hidden opportunities for you to provide an innovative solution to solve a problem. Also, by researching the company and their needs, this shows the customer that you are willing to go the extra efforts to get the job done. Another factor to keep in mind when writing the capability statement, think from the customer's perspective. When you look at the statement, what about the statement is meeting my need as the customer? And what about this statement is meeting my pain point? Include short introduction statements that relate to the core business competencies that meet the customer's specific needs. Be sure to use keywords that identify how each core competency is tailored to the customer need or opportunity. And ensure the keywords are concise and not generic statements. So, for example, one keyword that would not provide clarity, or a few keywords, great customer service. Every company can say they have great customer service. What keyword can you use that is going to place you above the rest? Differentiators, this is going to be your competitive edge. What makes you different? Your differentiator should reflect the competence of your business as well as the qualities that make your company stand apart from your competition. Think about your key strengths and services of your business. How does this benefit your target audience? Brainstorm and ask yourself, your team, and your customers. They're going to have the best feedback as they are familiar with your services and can have some great suggestions on how you stand out above the rest and why they selected to work with you in the past. Again, no generic statements. Keep the differentiators concise and relevant to the customer's needs. So some differentiator ideas. Many times it can be difficult to determine 3 to 5 differentiators. If you find that you are having a tough time with this, write down all of the differentiators from most important to least important for the customer, and then use process of elimination to settle on to 2 or 3 differentiators. Again, include processes that have alleviated time or streamline their day-to-day operations from your competition. And ask yourself, why are your products or services better solutions than the others available? Look at the statement from the customer's perspective and not from your own. All right. So we have gone through all of the pieces of a capability statement. Now let's look over a sample capability statement. Some items to note. You again want to keep it to 1 page, no more. People read about 1/3 of the content provided on a page, so ensuring to keep it brief and to the point while only providing the essential information relevant to the customer you're trying to attract. Also, you want to keep the graphics to only what is necessary to provide the message of your company. So to explain further, you could include graphics of what you do or a photo of yourself so they know who you are, especially for frequenting the same networking events. But you do not want your graphics to take away from the content of the page and the important information needed for their needs. So keep the graphics to only what is necessary. Also, using bullet points is a great advantage as it keeps it not only clean on the page, but helps to pinpoint what you do, how you do it best, and why you are a step above the others. And ensure to have your contact information on the page. They need to have a way to contact you. If you provided a business card, keep in mind that those business cards may end up in the pile we all have somewhere in our offices of our contacts. Keeping your contact information fresh and easy to find will help ensure you are easy to contact. To help provide more spacing on the page, use the logos for those certifications you currently have, as well as company logos for those companies you've worked with previously. This is a great way to cut down on used space and still provide information to the customer. Now, one thing to keep in mind about logos are that you will have to have approval for the logos used for other companies. So ensure to ask permission before using those on your capability statement. And as you can see, there are 3 bullet points used for the core competencies, differentiators, and NAICS codes. This keeps it short, easy to read, and provides an eye-appealing view of the page. You can also see that they use some of the banners to highlight key points about their company as shown in the gray areas. This pulls the eye to the page and still provides information in the process. All right, so we have covered the elements of a capability statement. As we conclude, you will see on the screen the various contacts that we have at our satellite offices. So as you can see, we do have a general headquarters location. We also have our St. Louis, Missouri office with Shawnee Jackson. We have the Kansas City office with myself, Jennifer Brungart. We also have the Milwaukee office with Jesse Leonard, and we have the Twin Cities, Minneapolis office with Sarah Brooke. So please feel free to contact any of the people listed on the page, and we are happy to help. Thank you again, and we appreciate your time today. Again, reach out with any questions. You have a great day. Thank you.